Be quiet. It must have been heartbreaking for Thomas and Charles to see Meghan and Harry lying or blaming others. Good morning, and thank you for tuning in to the UK Royal News Trend. If you can, try to reason like this. According to Harry's comments in the Netflix movie, Meghan's father was permanently lost after the couple tied the knot. Nope, her father is still her father, and he's still alive. Because she doesn't care that he's sick and old, your wife has decided to leave him. The same way it was her decision to bother your grandparents until they passed away due to all the nonsense your wife said to them. And guess what? She has someone to pin the blame on. It would be all the fine if you weren't a prince and instead were just Joe Bloggs from next door, if your family wasn't like a British version of the Kardashians, and if the United Kingdom wasn't like racist Nazi Germany. Take off those rose-coloured glasses and try to comprehend your wife's unwillingness to accept responsibility for her actions, which are foul and nasty and cruel and full of nefarious plans. Why? Because you've already taken the first steps toward building the next set of relationships. This man is completely and utterly out of his depth when dealing with these two piranhas, and restraining orders should be issued immediately. Both of them talk nonsense as though they're well-versed experts in their fields, despite having zero formal education or experience in these areas such as psychology, mental health, counselling, therapy, homeopathy, medical problems and psychosomatic disorders. To top it all off, he has the nerve to act as a public face for BetterUp, a company that employs life coaches on a freelance basis. Employee testimonials are posted on their website. Wow, what a bunch of nonsense that is. Conclusions drawn by Harry, however, she acts as if in a manner that belies her claims. Successful women in general are the target of her hatred. Instead of lifting up other women, she constantly undermines those whom she secretly envies. Neither is capable of keeping friends or staying in one place for any length of time. Before she met Harry, she insisted that she was white, but afterward she suddenly claimed to be black. After waiting for a full 4 decades, she finally came out as an African American. Meeting Harry made it clear to her that she has no father figure. Her father, however, is still around and resides some 3 to 4 hours away from her palace. This time, she tried to guilt him into giving it to her. They constantly spread malicious rumours while living off the generosity of others and telling lies to cover their tracks. It serves no purpose to speak with or see either of them. Disappointing middle-aged slackers can't seem to do anything right. These days, people will just about do anything for financial gain. It's risky to associate with them. You can buy any information you want about other people's lives. In either case, they don't care. Savages that eat garbage at the ground level. By the way, in the past year, I've noticed that when Harry looks completely off his face, she isn't and is laughing at him. If you really cared, you wouldn't send them out in public when they were in such a vulnerable state. She's laughed at him with the audience when he was on stage and fumbling for answers, publicly mocking him. When things aren't put down, they multiply. It's abundantly clear that she doesn't love him. Probably no one can win her heart. That business deal is purely transactional. There's a scene where he's talking to her in the show and she's not even paying attention. It's as if he's chatting with himself. She uses him for financial support and security. Now we're done. That's how she treats Harry, or how much she cares about him. Someone you care about wouldn't fall for the gaslighting tactic that would make them feel responsible for your failures. Making fun of your spouse's family in front of them, as she did with her over-the-top curtsy, is not a sign of love or respect. A mature, healthy relationship doesn't tolerate such behaviour. They're so thick-headed and self-centered that they can't see the harm that they are causing by exposing their unhealthy relationship to everyone else. They believe that they're doing a service by revealing the monarchy, but in reality, they're merely revealing to us the truth about themselves. In most cases, people pay a high price for any kind of interaction with her. This is the only way narcissists know how to behave. They don't show love and they don't receive love. They just can't do it. All along, the focus has been on finding someone to blame. This is undeniable evidence that he is her scapegoat, the person she holds responsible for all of her problems. As far as I can tell, they'll just hang out and latch on to gullible or easily exploitable victims. Relationships between them will come and go as passes. Only the scapegoats and accusations will change. The remaining 85% of the population who aren't easily duped will grow tired of the pair and may be asked about them on quiz shows. If you look at Thomas Markle, he's the scapegoat for all of his wife's bad, irresponsible and wicked deeds. Both his daughter's abandoning mother, who resurfaced only after she became wealthy, and the venal opportunist who especially it's his family's disillusion have played him, and continue to play him. She had a good relationship with her father and even spoke highly of him at the United Nations before she met her husband. Meghan has never allowed Harry to meet her father. This is crystal clear. She claims he was exploiting her by giving her his pictures taken by photographers with ties to the Duchess. This raises the possibility that he was set up by his own daughter. She's afraid that introducing her husband to her father would reveal her lies. Indeed, that is the simplest justification. To be on the safe side, Thomas Markle should have denied Harry's request to marry his daughter before they had met in person. It's absurd that her husband has never met her father. They should have insisted on it. If her father had ever mistreated her, you would have heard her screaming from the highest building in the neighbourhood. After marrying a prince, she would have newfound power to exact revenge on her enemies and cast off anyone she deemed superfluous to her life. For her, that is the meaning of the title, with the intention of doing harm rather than good to others. I think the palace is staying silent because they don't want to bring Harry's health problems into the spotlight. Both Harry and Meghan are now universally reviled. Since Charles is a parent, I believe he cares more about Harry's well-being than he does about what Harry is saying. Meghan's claims of suicidal ideation strike me as manipulative. I could see Harry as someone who is suicidal. He abandoned everything familiar in order to be with someone who constantly misleads and manipulates him through gaslighting. Harry's in a terrible state. As far as he's concerned, his manipulative wife is just like his mother. He's adopted Meghan's lexical eclecticism. To paraphrase, he repeats her thoughts. Once a respected warrior and beloved prince, this man has been reduced to a frail, helpless shell of his former self. The violence that Harry, the juggling idiot, is committing against his loved ones is entirely his own fault. As for him, he agrees with everything. Everything that has been said and done has been a lie. They don't treat our intelligence with any respect. The if. There is some truth to the idea that they should deal with these matters in private, amongst themselves, by treating each other with kindness and respect. They're deliberately taking the path of least resistance, relying on cruelty and deceit. They're making bad money off Harry's family. As my grandmother used to say, short-sightedness on their part will cost them dearly in the end. They'll be able to no longer handle this wealth and their own behaviour. Come on, let's watch. In your opinion, what is the couple like? We'd love to hear your thoughts on this couple in the comments section below. Feel free to like and share today's video with anyone you know who could benefit from it. And don't be shy about signing up for the UK Royal News Trend channel to get the latest from our crew. Once again, I appreciate you tuning in. Have a good day and I'll see you later.